And welcome back to another edition of the SNG Experience. As many times as I say that, I often stumble on it. It's the SNG Experience. And this week, we are going to be making a mold of the Iron Giant head. Now, once the head's done, then I make one up, or two or three, and light up the eyes and stuff, because I can't wait. Then we'll start on the chest. We're gonna, we'll do the neck, which is pretty easy, and then work down to the chest, and then that'll eventually go out to the arms, and then down to the waist, and then down to the legs, and down to the feet. And that's how we're gonna do it. So we got lots of other great stuff going on this week, so let's get to it. Okay, so here we go. The head's pretty smooth now. I've wet sanded it down with some 600 grit, and it's really smooth and very, very nice. And what I'm going to start doing is making a mold. Now, I've already sliced some clay there, so I got it nice and thin, the right, nice flat, nice even thickness, and I'm going to set this on top of it. So what I've done is I pressed it down in the clay so I could get a shape from this. I want this to be inside, so there's a sort of a lip on it, because I want the silicone to actually travel underneath it, so that when I lay up the pieces, I actually have a lip. So that's basically it. I've got it sitting up on a pedestal of clay. There's a slight lip underneath it, so that I can have this little edge going all the way around. But what I don't want to do is waste a lot of silicone having it all run down here. So I'm going to build a wall of clay up here next to save some silicone, and then we're going to do a seam line that runs straight through here. We're going to do it half and half this way. There'll be less chances of undercuts, and the seam will run right along here, which is going to be sanded off anyway. So now I've started laying up the wall on the side, and this is going to be our separating wall, which I am cleaning up as we go. And I'm going to put a few keys on it here in a second. And then I'm going to run silicone over this. And there we have it. A real quick layup. Put its walls up here to capture some of the RTV, which is room temperature vulcanizing silicone, which we are about to mix. So here we go, and I'm splashing up the silicone, and it's cold, so it's going to take a while. It's about 5 now. We'll see where it's at in about 30 minutes. And here we go. We got another mold for the tricorder, and the mold is made off of this part here, which is the faceplate that Colby made. And man, is it amazing! I mean, how he made this thing, and it's going to be beautiful. Anyway, the mold's very precise, very, very nice. You can see how it fits in there, really snug as a bug. And these go through and make contact with this side, so when we mold this up, there'll just be this little thin bit of material to break away. So here we are. It's well, you remember what the clock was last time? I don't. It was 4:30 or I don't know, something like that. And it's cold in here, and this stuff is colder than the actual ambient temperature in here. So we got a little air dryer on there, and it's making the air warmer, and it's warming the silicone. And so, because normally this stuff sets up in about 20 minutes with the blue catalyst, and which is not a fast catalyst, but even at that, it sets up in about 20 minutes on a nice warm day. That is like, in 70s, 72 even. But when it's the actual temperature of the material itself is, like 60 or below, not 60 below, but 60 or below, then you're going to run into it setting up really slow. So here we go. It's finally stopped moving, as you can clearly see, because it is movable, but you can see if I do that, it goes back up. So it's not going to slide down on me, at least hopefully not. And it's 10 after 6, and this stuff is pretty like not moving now. See? It's just about that point where it's going to set up, and it will set up by tomorrow. And then we're going to do a 1630 mother mold, nice lightweight mother mold on that. So here we are with Giselle, and we are doing the 1630 two-part polyurethane casing for it, which is gooey, messy stuff with fiberglass. As this sets up, we'll be able to push it in, and when this sets up, it's very strong but yet very thin, and that will be our supporting mother mold, as ugly as it is. So here we are, and we got the case mold, or the mother mold on there, 1630. Normally we have done this out of Ultracal, but this is so much lighter, so much better. And you can see how well we're using alcohol and a cup to smooth out the 1630 so you can get a nice even shape mold on the outside. Really good work. Okay, so we're real hard there. Knock, knock. This side, Giselle is Vaseline this side, and it's all cleaned up and real hot with the lighting. But you can see we're ready now. Got the Vaseline on there. It's real slippery, and we're gonna lay up the other side and put the silicone on it right now. Here we are. The Ramones are playing in the background, and Giselle is rocking out, putting on the silicone for this side of the mold. Isn't that cool? You gotta love it. So here we are. Giselle's showing it to you. And this is the wonderful job she's done for the last, what, how long? Hour and a half?
Yeah.
And it's cold in here, and I even warmed it up this time. I put it in the oven, and it did make it set up faster, but it's still pretty cold in here. Yeah. So, you know, this side's done. And that's the mother mold that supports this jacket. And then we've got this side, and these are, again, going to lock into the mother mold. They're going to really sort of pop in and hold it so the skin does not pop out of it. Now I had about 20 minutes before I had to leave here, and I roughed that out in about 20 minutes. Now, of course, it's very rough. All the basic dimensions are there for this baby fetal, what most people would call hybrid, but one of these beings that's in one of the tanks that are seen in the film. Most people, like X-Files and other people, would not show you this kind of stuff, but since our audience is somewhat limited, not worried about showing things we shouldn't show to the general public, because you watching SNG are special, and you are not the general public. But eventually the general public will see this stuff. They'll see it on the screen. So I thought you would appreciate seeing this stuff being made. So here we are. What are we doing? We're doing the jaw
of the Iron Giant.
And because it's so cold, we got this blowing some nice warm air over here, and she's building the stuff up. We're trying to keep it in place, and so that we can do a jacket on it. And over here we have Paulina today, yay! And she's working on our next, I'm not gonna show you too much, creature makeup, but something is there. And I'm over here, and I'm working on the baby. Da, 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 da. Oh yes, and Zamira and Giselle did the other half of this mold, so now you see this very sort of alien-looking kind of thing. It's actually a two-piece mold of our robot head, and of course we're going to have all the bits for him very, very soon. Somebody snuck over here to visit us today. Look who it is.
Hello.
It's Carl. Where have you been? Here, we go down like this. It makes him look taller. He's 6'6".
Hello down there.
He's 6'6". Now he looks like he's about 7 feet.
Yeah.
No.
I can touch the ceiling.
Welcome back for a visit. Oh, do that again. Do that again.
I can touch the ceiling.
You know, you'd be great in a monster suit.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Anyway, let's go look at what's going on out here. Carl has been helping me with this, pointing at things that are wrong and saying that's not even and stuff. So Zamira and I went to town on it. That, with having the help of some reference photographs, which I have lots of printed out right near you, with the great man Deadpool. Isn't he wonderful? I just love him. And so now we're getting my mask looking just right, which we've got to get finished up and make a mold of, as I promised I would do. And we're going to get this kind of texture on the head there, you can see, just for the mask. And Carl's idea was take some burlap, which we have lots of around here, and get that, and then we can make nice Deadpool masks for display. But from this mask will be made foam pieces that will, and some will be cut away and they'll be covered over with fabric, and these are going to be vacuum form and removable just the way the real ones were. So we're trying to do this all right, Samir?
Of course.
Yep. And over here we got the other half of the jaw mold, and which came out great. And over here we've got the mold for the Iron Giant. Let me hold this better so you can see it. See? Yep. See? Yep. So we got that mold. It's very lightweight, as you can tell. They did a good job on it. So we got that. And over here, the baby has started to crack. I had him open too long, but he's getting more finished all the time. So that's what's been going on today on this great day, Thursday, I think, last time I checked. So yeah, that's it.
So here we are. It's Friday. I'm all by myself. Mary's out with a girls' day, ladies' day. I'm at the studio and I'm about to warm up some silicone. How fascinating and interesting. And I'm wearing my Gary Lewis glasses. Yeah. Wow. Anyway, actually I sound like somebody else there, but I can see better with these. And you know they don't sit crooked. My glasses always sit crooked like this. You know why? Because I got one ear lower than the other. Yes. Proving that nature doesn't make things symmetrical, especially when it's organic, like me. I believe I'm organic, and so if you're a sculptor, and we're always teaching that here, don't make things perfectly symmetrical. You need to have this ear lower than this ear, and these will have your full to that side. Anyway, so you notice I got, Jeff's wonderful Stargazer model, which you never see because it's always hidden in the background, featured in a new area, along with this beautiful Matt Jeffries creation. So I like being able to see those better. We're trying to change things in here. So I'm going to go pour up some silicone and warm it up because it's still cold, so I can do the other half of the Iron Giant jaw. And that completes all the molds for the head. And we're going to pour up a head today. And what else are we going to do? I'm going to work on my slot car. And Samira's going to have more fun when she gets here with Deadpool, which I'm very happy to get back to. Rosie's doing what smart dogs do and getting some nice warm sun. Xena, the Princess Warrior, where did she go? Is she hiding over here? Yes, there she is. Right there. Right next to the Martian war machine. Hi, Xena. So, anyway, we're going to go out here. And for those of you tuning in, you can see how big our shop is. That's the upstairs portion of it. We've been here for 4 years now, or going on 4 years, this July. This stuff's all gonna go bye-bye. The slot car set's going to the house, and this whole area is gonna be opened up for a new hobby interest I'm getting into, and we'll talk more about that later, but it's called cycle karts, where you get to build a go-kart that's kind of bigger than a usual go-kart, that looks like a 1930s Formula One racer. Yeah, and these guys race them and stuff. We'll talk about that more. Dr. Chris Landon and I will be building 3 of these right over here, as if I don't have enough to do. So, slot car, I gotta put more suspension parts on it and things. Probably make a mold of that today would be handy. We'll be getting back to this on Monday. Okay, we're working hard, and we're listening to Ramstein. I love Ramstein.
Yeah, I get that way, but like.
And over here, Samira is working on Deadpool. Looking really good. Yeah. What did your friends say?
What my friends?
Your family.
Well, my dad is like in love with Deadpool. So
Oh, he is. Oh, that's a good thing. We like that.
Everybody on Instagram loved it.
Oh, good. Yes, she's making me into Deadpool. And over here, oh, you've already laid the plaster up and everything. Wow, you're fast. You're sneaky. Very sneaky. She's done her other ear finally because she's been very busy working in the music business, and so she's back here. She to do the other ear that's curved and bent. And over here, Rosie, we have her mold, which came out very successfully. This is her first ear mold, which came out really, really great. Good job. And over here, I'm slopping up next to Ramstein
I'm slopping up silicone for the back of the jaw, which is finally getting to a point where I think it's going to stay put. Okay, before I move on to the other parts, you can see that I've got suspension in there going on, the stacks, which will go underneath the screen cover that goes in this particular car, and but I'm just testing it right now. And without the magnets, it's I've tried running this with one hand and driving it the other. We can't see it as there. Pretty fast. Pretty fast. So, but without the magnets, it's a whole different thing. This is how racing used to be on slot car sets before we got into the magnet thing. And you had to have a lot more skill to run the track. All in all, I think this is working pretty good now. It sure is pretty. You can see all the detail on the suspension I've been putting in bit by bit by bit. There's still a lot to do, but soon here our mold, which I made today, will it's starting to set up finally. Nice slow cure on the slot car body. All the bubbles raised up to the top. So we're going to be able to cast a body next week and start fitting the body onto, this is one of the original castings from the first mold before I made a second mold off this and then retooled it again to be finer, that will fit on top of here. And we're going to have our little T73 Cooper, which I'm looking so forward to. And here's the back side of the mouth or jaw on our Iron Giant. So we'll be able to, this is all set up, these are the keys. We're going to make the 1630 for it, backing on Monday, and that means we'll be able to cast one of these up, a complete Iron Giant, which will be really cool. Well, another great week at the studio. Once again, thanks everyone for your support, all your comments, your patronage, and love. We love you back, and we'll see you again next week for another show. We're going to do a lot of cool stuff, and we're going to talk about those cycle carts more.